Hey, I think we are live, which is super, super exciting for me. This is my very first time to do it. So as I'm looking over on my YouTube channel, I don't see it doing anything. So I'm hoping that still means it's working. And my only thing is that I don't know how I'm supposed to see your questions or your chats. So maybe, oh, chat. There, I just pressed a button that says chat. Would be helpful, wouldn't it? Okay, good. So it looks like we have sound. This is even better. Okay, great. So, let's see. It says you present to everyone. You are presenting to everyone. Okay, this is also good. I think I want to stay presenting, don't I? 14 views, so apparently people are seeing things. This is good. Forgive me for this being my very first time, people. I was thinking there would be some place where questions would pop up or something, or hellos would pop up, or chit-chatting with me would pop up, but it's not showing me that on my channel. It says it's live, but maybe I don't see it because it's my channel. Okay, let's see. Chat. Where can I chat with people? Chat. Oh, there it is. Chat. Okay. To list all available commands, press enter. 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 All right, I'm not seeing your chats. So that's disconcerting. So I'm going to see if you can see my chat. Hey, awesome people. All right, so me. All right, so I can see me. So hopefully you guys are saying hello back. Hopefully I don't want to hide participants. I don't need to mute the microphone. I don't need to turn the camera off. The sound is up. Well, this is a little, where can I see your chats? Where do I go? Okay, maybe if I go, I know, hang on, I have an idea. If I go into my creator studio and I go into this one, I know, hang on, I have an idea. If I go into, I can hear me. That's not good. Okay, hang on. Maybe if I go down here, I will be able to see chats. Thank you guys for just hanging with me for the first few minutes here while I get the hang of this. Because I don't see the chats beneath me. Which is a really great reason why I brought a bunch of questions with me just in case. But that is frustrating. Oh, top chat. Wait, it's happening. Hello. Oh, okay, this is working, people. I think I'm finally figuring this out. I am so grateful for your patience with my technically challenged self. Okay, so it looks like Eric just said hello. Hi. Bill just said hi. Hi. Claire Lynn just said, yes, you are. Yay. Thank you. All right. Mark says hello from Florence, Alabama. Hello. Cheryl says hello, beautiful lady. Hello. We see and hear you. Fantastic. Okay, yes, Melissa says, yes, you can see me. Oh God, you guys are the best. Okay, now I can breathe. I really should have drank, but I just had plain old coffee. But did you know that the wintry blend from Trader Joe's and eggnog and a little whiskey is really good? I discovered that yesterday. So no whiskey right now. I'm totally sober for you all. Okay, so first a little share, and then let's get down to some questions. So I want you to start thinking about some questions you want me to ask. Maybe your family is driving you bonkers. Maybe you desire a deeper connection with your family that you're with, and you want to somehow what can I do differently this year? Maybe stuff is coming up about dating, intimacy, sacred sex, about going into the holidays, wanting to ask somebody out, or it's not quite where you want it to be. How can you make it closer? Or how do I be single over the holidays and not cry? And how can I be happy with my aloneness? I don't know what it is. Okay, so start thinking about that, and I'll just give you a little insight into yesterday. I will write a newsletter at depth about this for you because it's super, super hot. Okay, so yesterday, so yeah, I did the eggnog and the whiskey thing. And then for the very first time, because Dustin and I have been trying to figure out how we can best align our purposes together. And we've fell down and fumbled a lot, but we never give up. We do our best to never hit below the belt. We always ask what else is possible, and we keep opening to the energy. If it's not quite right, we don't settle. We're like, okay, what else? What else is possible? So we've tried him not working for the company. We've tried him working for the company. We've tried him working from home, helping me. We've tried him not working we've tried all these things. But yesterday we found something that finally really clicked. Because whenever he's in trying, got to figure it out, got to do it right, my whole body just goes, I can't function. I can feel his energy and I can't rest. I don't feel safe. I can't. So finally we found a place where he's like, he's so on it. He's so in it. He's so like completely clear. This is what he can do, is shooting videos. As handsome as he is, in my opinion, he kind of likes to be invisible. He likes to be behind the scenes. He likes to support, not be shining. So we went outside yesterday and we shot, I think, like 6 videos. For the Good Man Project, for my blog, for YouTube, etc. And he was my camera guy. And I didn't have to worry about the camera and the question and what I'm going to say. I was totally supported. And we did a little like walk and talk. And he was just totally doing it all. And I just got to be present. I just got to give. I just got to be. And he was just there. It was so hot. I felt so supported. And when we were done, not only did he say, I got this, babe. And that was totally great. And I didn't feel any of his trying energy. Oh, I just felt so safe. Not only that, he's like, I love you. I love to watch you in your radiance. I love to watch you doing your genius. I love to watch you loving your people. And I'm like, oh my God, he's not just a great cameraman. He sees me. He gets me. I was like, ah. So totally turned on. So then we had maybe a 3-hour sexual, sensual time together. It was like crazy awesome. Normally it's like, okay, we got to get to work. We got to get up. We got to do something. Like there's not just time. And so we had time. And so we made a little rule. There's a book I'm going to let you know about in my newsletter on Tuesday, a podcast that's coming up that I pre-recorded. And she gave me permission because she said she doesn't like her yoni touched for at least 20 minutes of like sensual massage. And I'm like, oh, are you allowed to ask for that? Because I'm always in my head going, okay, when is he going to penetrate? When is he going to want sex? Like I'm just in my head and I can't totally relax because I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I have to perform or respond or I don't know, but I'm just not like relaxed. So we had this little rule. No touching of the yoni, no touching of the nipples. Side of the breast is okay. And all over the body's okay. But we're just not going to go for the near parts yet until I say green light. That's the rule. And it could be 5 minutes. It could be 50 minutes. I don't know. I'm going to tell you what's true. And there's no way to do this right or wrong because I don't even know when I want it. So there's no way you can fail because I'm just going to tell you because I don't even know. So that was the foundation. So I relaxed in a way I don't think I've ever relaxed. I opened. His presence was like, it was like filling the room and filling the universe. He was just like totally present in his body, totally present in the room. I was completely surrendered. We were in like Blissville within like 20 minutes just because we were present. Neither of us were in our head. There's no outcome that had to happen. Just hi. It was so great. It was so great. Okay, so I don't do drugs like on a regular basis, but I do spiritual drugs or I do like, plant medicine from time to time. So I've had a plant medicine journey in the past, sacred shaman, that kind of thing. And there's like this kind of like this, like you sort of lose the edges of your body and you kind of become one with the universe. And it's just, it's beautiful. Like you get to know the truth of who you are. So no drugs. Okay, a little whiskey and eggnog, but that's about it. And like, I'm like, we are having totally spiritual, direct connection just by being present. Just by being present. It was amazing. So, I'd like you to try that at home, okay? Sometimes I say, don't try that at home. Try this at home, okay? With your beloved, with yourself. Oh my God, just be present with your body. Just let go of outcome. Let go of accomplishment. Just be. Oh my God. So let me see if there's any comments about that. Oh, thank you, Melissa. You say I look gorgeous. This is one of my new shirts that I got when I went shopping with Mary Beth. Mary Beth is one of my amazing Inner Circle clients, and she's also a costumer on television. So she knows what looks good, not just like a stylist knows what looks good on you, but when you get on camera, what looks good on you and what your essence is. So this is one of my crisscross and tartan. And oh, and this is from a past client. And this is from Teotihuacan, Mexico. Everything means something to me in life. I am one of these kind of nerdy people that I make sure everything around me feeds me back love, a good memory, a belief in self. I don't keep things around, clothes around, jewelry around, furniture around, anything around that makes me think negatively or poor me or victim or blame or anything. I'm just super intentional about my surroundings and the people obviously around me too. So thank you, Melissa. Eileen, Stephen telling me, Eileen said to say hi. She can't get the chat feature to work. Okay, well, hopefully you're still watching. So I love you, Eileen, and I love you, Stephen. Bill White, good idea. The no touching the yummies thing. Yeah, that's a lovely way of saying it, Bill. Until permission, right? Until permission. So that nobody's like, everyone's just here, right? Oh, wow. Okay. Beer does that for me, says somebody who I don't have a name here. Rather than the whiskey and the the eggnog. All right, so I would like you to start asking any questions. I am prepared for you. And in the meantime, while you're figuring out what question you want to ask me, I wanted to read you a couple things that came through because I do read your emails, like not in the moment, but my staff gathers them for me and then gives them to me. And I do my best to respond. Lots come through, but anyways, I do my best. So this one was a gentleman that did a $97 call with me. And then he purchased the Heart Splayed Wide Open 7-week home study program. And then he said, so since, he goes, to be honest, it took me a while to get past week 2 because I kept on having more and more people that I needed to forgive, but I did it. And you told me not to half-ass it, and I didn't. So awesome. Week 2 is pretty intense. I call it the theater of redemption. We can't, here's like a universal principle or an intimacy relationship principle. You can't choose, you can't be, you can't interact on top of an ice cream cone of shit, on top of emotional triggers. You just can't. So you're using all of your energy and consciousness to push down to try to control something, and you just can't be here. And so what do? Well, often we just blame ourselves and then we get depressed. Or we shame ourselves and then we get depressed. Or we blame others and reject others, and then we're alone because nobody wants to hang out with us. So what do? So this week 2 in the program is a way to, in a healthy way, to get all of the toxicity, the poison, the anger, the rage, the fury, the how could you, how dare you, get it out. And not just to re-traumatize you and trigger you again. The point is to flatten it, to get it gone, to everything in there, express it so it collapses. And then that's still not the end of the process. The next part of the process, we sit in our throne from the point of view that we chose all the experiences in our life. Because if you, life happened to me and they're so mean and why did they and how come always, right? Victim. There's no way you're ever going to get beyond your circumstances and create a life that's better, juicier, more successful, more connected, more anything if you are the victim of your circumstances. Life is big and you are small. Not going to work. So we sit in the throne. We are big. And we chose that mother, that father, that ex, that experience. We, queen, whoever, king, whoever, chose this for our own evolution and growth. We're in charge, no victims. It's so transformational. Instead of being the victim of people that have been to us, they arrive to teach you to speak your truth, healthy boundaries, to let things go, to not take things personally, to become more resilient and strong, to become more surrendered and open. There's a lesson there. There's a gift. And if you can get it and not just intellectualize it, but embody it, you don't have to have those kind of people in your life anymore that trigger you like that because you got the lesson. And you'll find you'll attract higher quality clients, lovers, situations, because you don't need that lesson anymore. You got it, right? So anyways, back to this. He said he had to go back to week 2 quite a lot because there was a lot of people to forgive, but he did it. And then he said, I've been getting more and more interviews since we last talked at jobs that allow me to make more money than I do now. Okay, this is awesome. Because when we devalue ourselves, when we have low self-esteem and low self-confidence, that self-worth is net worth. And we don't have the courage nor the vibration to receive our worth. So this is awesome. I've been diligent in applying and I'm already getting more opportunities for a better job. It's getting much better. This is awesome. Congratulations. And then the girl, I won't say her name, that I told you about in our session answered me back, and I am fully confident in myself, and I believe she can sense that now. As a result, she is answering me back much more. I can't wait to see her in person. This is awesome. Congratulations. Keep going through the whole 7 weeks so that you can take it to the next level and absolutely meet her. Okay, so I'm going over to the chat now. Oh, Stephen helped me create a channel, so now I can chat. Awesome. Okay, so I'm apparently chatting too. I'm hoping my staff is helping me chat with you. Oh, no, I don't understand how it happens this way, but this is the way it's happening. Okay, so let's see what you guys have to say. I work at a retail store, and I really like one of my customers. I really find her attractive. I am 27, and she is definitely 50 plus. Okay, then it ends. Does that mean there's more that didn't get written? Oh, no, then you kept writing. Okay, I really want to ask her out for coffee or drinks, but I'm not sure how to go about it as I get really nervous. Any tips? By the way, she's a regular customer. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to comment on the age gap. Okay, let's go there first. So in my experience, I have no judgment around age, gender, whatever your preferences are around dating. All I ask is that you be aware that who you're attracted to is coming from, I guess we could call it truth. Not like my first marriage, I got married to save me so I could be good enough. Not my truth, insecurity, right? So we want to be sure we do all of our inner work so that who we choose is someone who's a contribution to our life, and we are a contribution to theirs. We're not choosing someone to look good, be good enough. I'm so lonely, anybody will do. Like, we just want to do our inner work. So sometimes, not all the time, with a larger age gap, there is a daddy issue or a mommy issue. There's something in the way. Not all the time. It's definitely not all the time, but sometimes, okay? So I'm just going to plant that seed just for you to double check what's going on in there. And so maybe like a 25-year gap. I've definitely seen 10-year gaps work. I've seen some 20 gaps work. I haven't seen 30 gaps, 30 years gap in a relationship personally work. I just have never met anybody, just because as we get older or just what's in common isn't a fit. But that doesn't mean this won't work. So part 2, how to ask her out for coffee. So then the next part is like, I'm really nervous. Why? This is your work. Your worth is not based on her approval or disapproval. Your worth is your worth, is your worth, is your worth. Done. So anytime that there's a fear of rejection, or we're putting our safety in the hands of another, we're putting our sense of appreciation and that we're good enough in the hands of another, this means we're wired backwards. This means we need to do more inner work, because whether she says yes or no to coffee has nothing to do with changing your worth. All it says is whether you're going to go for coffee or not. That's it. But your worth didn't change. And this is sexy when somebody knows that you're not giving your power away to their approval or disapproval of you. Nobody wants that much power, or somebody that does is pretty unhealthy, okay? So I would say the first thing you want to do before asking her out for coffee or anything is, like, there's a process in this home study I was referring to, Heart Splayed Wide Open. It's a 7-week home study program I have on my website, allanapratt.com. Week 3 is little you. And it's a good 30-minute process of going inside to the little one who's afraid to ask for coffee with the lady, okay? Hi, how you doing? Oh, I'm really afraid. Got it. Now, normally when we find some part of ourselves that's ashamed, afraid, blah, 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 we're like, shut the fuck up and go away. So I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on YouTube. Well, I do all the time anyways, don't I? So anyways, this is adult material. So normally when the little you is like not something we like, we go, right? Go away. I'm going to ask her for coffee. And we overcompensate and we try too hard and we get attached to the result and we end up pushing people away. Not effective. So the new way in the process, week 3, the little you process, it's like, I'm scared. You're like, I get it. Tell me more. Well, what if she rejects us? Well, that would probably suck. Well, then what will happen? The world will come to an end. Maybe not that bad, but I get that's how it feels. Tell me more. Right? You get to know this part. You lean in, you allow, you listen, you acknowledge, you validate, you love unconditionally. So conditional love is, I'll love you if you change. Unconditional love is, hey, I love you no matter what, forever. That's unconditional. So we want to get to love this part. And if you, do my program, or you do this, do it yourself the best you can with the little you process with yourself, this part of you inside will calm down. The nervous part of you will calm down and you can just be present. Just go, hey, I've been noticing you've been coming into the store for a while now. I just love your radiance. I love your energy. I would love to take you for a cup of coffee, out for a drink. How's Thursday? You just ask. And she's like, that'd be great. Or she's like, I'm sorry, I'm dating someone else. And anyway, you've lived. No regrets. Feels really good. So that would be my answer for you, my love. Cool. Oh, great. Super duper. So I understand how I'm talking to you there. My technical savior staff is with me, so I'm very grateful. Cannot literally live without them. I love them. I love you guys. I love you guys and I love my staff. Okay. So this next question, Bill was saying, or I don't know if it's a question. Let's see. Bill says, I think couples don't realize how crucial it is for a couple to have a skilled third party to be available to them when they get stuck. What do you think? Do you and Dustin have one to go to? Several, in fact. Okay, so truth. There's no way. I totally would have been such a bitch and broken up with him by now. I'm sure of it. I am like, what does he call me? His little instant biofeedback mechanism. Because I'm so committed to being truthful and present that I don't do fake anymore. I did fake really well. I did settling really well, but I'm so committed not to doing that because that led to 2 divorces. It doesn't work. And I've also done hit below the belt, walk out the door. I've done drama. That doesn't work either. So I'm learning with my coaches, and I get on my call with my coaches, and maybe we're having a fight and I walk outside so Dustin can't hear me and I'm talking to my coach. And then he goes we have this studio for him with his artwork. He talks to his coach. So we totally have people to, bring us off the ledge, take full responsibility of what we can do, allow the other, don't judge the other, don't reject the other, don't say, well, that's your issue. Like, allow the other. Responsibility for self. And then what's right about this? What's the gift in this? Where are we both being invited to grow here? And by the end of my coaching call, he would have to say for his, but I'm sensing by the end of his coaching call, we have such an appreciation for the other. We have such an appreciation that we're in it to win it. We have such an appreciation that this is how you learn. You don't ride a bike by reading how to ride a bike. You get on the damn thing. You fall off a lot of times and then you keep driving. And then you find the sweet spot and it starts to work and you ride the bike. Well, the same is true with Dustin and I. We've been, together for, I guess we've known each other over a year, but we've been together almost a year. And we're still finding out how we work best together. And we definitely have people helping us. That's my choice for life. There's no way I can be a coach with a full coaching practice and not have somebody that's seeing my blind spots. That's so arrogant, out of integrity. I can't see my blind spots. I'm a piece of work. I'm a hot mess a lot of the time. And I'm also very masterful. And all that I've learned is growing. And I just got certified in my accelerated evolution on Tuesday. So I've got 2 new certifications in the last year, equilibration and accelerated evolution. And I've been at this for like 18 years. I keep growing. I keep learning. I always want to provide the most cutting edge quantum psychology processes available so you get results faster and easier. Yeah. So yes, and long story short, I think it's absolutely imperative that you have 1 or 2 each to support you. If you're up for a stellar soul shaking relationship, if you don't care and you're kind of settling here, you kind of a dig here or passive aggressive there, and you're wondering why the intimacy isn't as rich as it could be, well, that's why, because you're not willing to take it to the next level. And that next level isn't necessarily pushing. Most people are plenty smart, read plenty of books. It's not that kind of pushing to get better, make it happen. It's quite the opposite when we're at this level of consciousness that all of us are at, that or would be on this call and listening. It's more of a surrender. It's more of a letting go of control. It's more of a listening to that small voice. It's a lot more about humility. It's a lot more about the unknown, embracing the unknown. It's a lot more about allowance. And it's a lot more about choice rather than trying and pushing and making and wanting and seeking and just push this shit away. It's like faith. You choose, you let it go, and you step forward. It's like Indiana Jones. I'm going to jump off the cliff and the net will appear, and that's how it is. It's a choice with faith, and you just show up. And that way you're not like strategizing and people don't feel manipulated, and you're not like freaking out because you're just heart open. That's why I called that home study program I have Heart Splayed Wide Open, because shut hearts, you can't hear your intuition. You can't hear the divine. All you can hear is your spinning friggin' ego and mind, right? Doesn't work. But this heart open, it's intense because you're not in control, but you're totally at choice, completely discerning and aware. You're just not in control of the whole thing. You actually get to co-create with the divine. In fact, a couple weeks ago now, I always have like breakthrough. I'm just like growing. That's my thing. And so I was having a breakdown, and I fired myself from my job because my job was getting so intense and too significant, and it was all on my shoulders. I was being such a victim. Everything was so important. And I'm like, I'm not having any fun. So I fired myself, and I just sat in the quiet. I'm like, I just think I want to play. I don't think I want to work. I mean, I'll show up, I'll pay my taxes, I'll do my coaching calls, but I just choose to be this like playful, let my genius flow, love, and it can be intense. And I certainly have drive. I still have all of that. But the motivation isn't to try to be in control. The motivation is to open, give, dance, flow, play, surrender, give, right? Receive, just co-create with the divine. And I was like, my shoulder, like I had these knots in my shoulders. So as an invitation, it could be, if you're in a couple, who would be a great third person, or each of you have somebody that could support you, just like you would a financial advisor, somebody at the gym, a trainer, this kind of thing. If relationship is a priority for you, yes, have somebody. And another thing I would ask you, where are you really trying hard and it's all on your shoulders and it's everything? I also encourage you to fire that identity in you that needs to be in control and just put them aside. Thank you. Thank you for all that you've done that has gotten me here. I have lots of stress in my shoulders and wrinkles on my face. Thank you, though. Thank you. Put them to rest. And who's the identity that would be more playful, more joyful, more grateful, more expressed in your relationships and in your life? So good. Okay, let us continue on here. I have been single for 10 years, and I've realized something. I have lost all romantic emotions towards women. How can I fix this? Wow, this is awesome. What an awesome question. Okay. So in your singleness for 10 years, the focus has not been on women. The focus has, I'm assuming, the focus has not been on romance, pleasure. The focus has probably not been on intimacy, connection, contact. It's probably been focused, I don't know, you can maybe tell me if you want to type again or something, but it's probably more like work. Maybe it's working out. Maybe it's working on the business. Maybe it's focused on kids. I don't know what it is, but there's an energy to what you have been focused on that's not romance, pleasure, connection, intimacy, contact, surrender, yummy, that kind of thing, right? It's been something else. So the first thing is, I would say, how could you start moving back into this energy so you can be balanced? You don't need to do anything, excuse me, too much makes the rest of your life out of balance, right? I'm only going to be about losing weight, and you forget to pick up the kids at school. This kind of you can't make too much control in one area, creates all this excess potential that fucks up all the rest of the areas of your life. We're equilibration, balance, flow, awareness of, oh, spin this plate. Oh, then I'll spin this plate, like this kind of idea. So whatever you've been doing, that's fine. Keep doing it, but a little bit less, and let's fill yourself up with things that give you pleasure, things that give you joy, things that turn you on, things that make you come alive, people that you can connect with intimately. And I don't mean sexually, I mean intimately. So intimate with the definition of transparency, vulnerability, non-judgment, honesty, this kind of thing. I have wonderful programs where you can go through my home study curriculum and be on group calls and private calls with me. For example, it's called the Noble Badass Journey on my site. That's another way you can be in an environment where people are real and open and transparent and non-judgmental, and we talk about these kind of things. It would start to stoke the fire. There's maybe at your church or maybe a men's group, places where you can start to communicate and really make contact and really stay present and not be in your mind 2 or 3 steps ahead, but just start to connect with people. That would be one thing. And then the turn on would be what turns you on. I mean, it could be going for a hike. It could be cooking food. It could be gardening. I don't care what it is, but something that gets the juices flowing. Because here's the deal. Sexual energy is creative energy. It's life force energy, okay? And it's very broad, this sexual energy. We normally only think of it for bow, chicka, bow, bow. That's my sexual energy. Then whoop, shut it off. No, okay, it's there. That's awesome. But it's also in our creative, I feel like writing a book. I feel like baking for Christmas presents this year or something, okay? It's that. It's also this sexual energy is I'm going to speak my truth. I'm going to show up. I'm going to create something, okay? In my words, in my creativity, it's that way. It's also, sexual energy is also tenderness, presence, just listening, caring, this kind of energy. It's very healing as well. So this sexual energy is all these things. So my sense is you've turned your sexual energy off. And if you turned it on in how you care for animals, care for nature, care for friends, okay, that care would start to come through. And then if you started to create some things that delighted you and turned you on in any realm that is like a hobby or something that brings you joy, that would be fantastic. And then I would start, once you've got all the juices flowing, join a course like mine, join a meetup, go online, start dating and talking to people again, and just let the process happen. I wouldn't wait around till all of a sudden you're completely turned on and then you show up, right? Allow the process, let life have its way with you as well, and begin to meet people again. Today's a new day. You can make changes. So I'm hoping that will support you so that you feel turned on again. Last piece, and then let me answer more questions. Sometimes our libido is turned off and we, because it's stuffed down because we're pushing something down. We're not letting it flow because we're fucking angry, pissed off. We've been so betrayed and so that you might be really, 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 really angry at somebody. And you don't want to feel that anger because what do you do with it? Well, in my home study program, I take you through it, right? The theater of redemption part. It could be that there's some stuck that you don't know what to do with and you don't want to hurt anybody, and so you just stuff it down and it's shut your entire being off. It's possible. It's possible. Maybe there is a sadness underneath the anger that you're afraid if you start crying, you might never stop. Those are other reasons why our libidos shut off. We just don't know how to process trauma. Yeah. So again, working with me personally, going through my home study program, it's exactly the transformational steps you require to get through the anger, the sadness, to opening your heart from a place of inner safety. inner appreciation. And then you start to co-create with the universe in a safer way. Like you start to co-create with beauty and nature, and you start to feel safer in your body and expressing yourself. And then there's rituals of intimacy I teach you. And then you can really actually visualize and feel what it's like to be in partnership, because you are in partnership with yourself. The inside always creates the outside. So I would say, personally, home study and all of those other suggestions I had to wake up your sexual energy. You will get there. Just choose. Today's the day to change it. Cool. My wife passed away 12 years ago. I'm 57 now. I've just started dating and I feel like I am cheating on her. How can I quit feeling like that? Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Okay, I have many wonderful clients. I have different programs and I do different group calls with different groups. Anyways, on these group calls, and sometimes on private calls too, I become the person who's passed as a listener. And my clients speak what they never said. I'm thinking of one gentleman, and he was with his beloved till she died, similar to you. And he's been having this complaint that all the women that he's been dating are just da-da-da. And I'm like, I don't buy it. Something else is going on. What did you never say to Renee? And he got choked up. And I said, okay, I'm the space of Renee. What do you need to let her know? I want you to say, Renee, what I want you to understand is, and then it was about 3 or 4 sentences. And he got out some uncommunicated truth. And I held space, and I said, every time he said something, I said, thank you, which doesn't mean I agree or disagree. It just means I get it. Because here's a truth about communication. It's a 2-way process. There's the communication. That's only part 1. If this person doesn't get it, understand it, it stays stuck over here spinning in their mind. A lot of times we communicate, but nobody gets it, receives it. It doesn't collapse into nothing. They reject, justify, blame, have counter comment. They ignore us. They reject us. They do something, or they're not even there because they passed, right? So nobody's there to hear. So the thoughts keep spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, right? So a non-judgmental, unconditionally loving, grounded person who's done as much work as I've done, I become the receiver of the communication. Everything you want to say to your wife that passed, okay? We could do like a $97 session, allanapratt.com/connect. I'll sit with you for an hour, and I will receive everything you need to tell her. That you feel like you're cheating on her and everything, and I will go, thank you. And then there's more, thank you. And I use my intuition and my masterful coaching techniques to go, there's more. What's that? Because I can feel, I sense, I can hear like 3 steps behind the words all the time. I can hear so many dimensions. Sometimes I can even hear people. It's not a party trick I can pull out, all the time. But it's pretty regular that I get a sense of what's happening on the other side to communicate. So we can do that. And then hopefully everything inside will be so that you can be present. This process also works, and it doesn't even mean somebody that's passed. I did it with another client. She lives in Australia, and we did this whole session about her dad. She was on the brink of she had just seen him, on the brink of I never want to see him again. And then I said, okay, I'm going to be him. What's going on? Speak to him. Dad, this is what I want you to understand. And she just said it to me, and I got it, because her dad can't get it. Deflects. I don't know what you're talking about. Doesn't pay attention. So she has all this stuff stuck inside of her. So I got it. And it was like she never felt seen. She never felt safe. And so isn't it interesting that the relationship she's been having prior has been trying to be seen, trying to be safe? Like anybody you know who's had 2 divorces right here? Yeah, same thing. So I got it all out. And I said, what about that? And I was even thinking we were done, but she's like, no, wait, there's more. And I'm like, okay. So we got there. And then all of a sudden she could be in total allowance with her dad. And for the first time, put that aside and choose a healthy relationship. Up until then, all relationships were trying to replace dad, get what dad never gave her. Makes sense, right? So I really look forward to supporting you. It's not going to take long. And yeah, it would be a privilege. Okay, moving on with some questions here. Says, oh, I've learned so much from you. You're amazing. Thank you. Oh, thank you. It's very lovely. I'm grateful. Eileen says, I'm hoping that you're creating an opportunity for us to meet each other who are doing their work. I really want to find someone I can work with, grow with, and become my best friend. What Eileen is referring to is that everyone that coaches with me is pretty friggin' like incredibly awesome. But I haven't quite turned it into a matchmaking agency yet. It's still a coaching group, right? So we were thinking, like, what could we do to invite not just people in my inner circle, that's like my 1-year program, but the people that are doing the 3-month program with me, or people that have done the home study program with me, people that are doing the work at various levels that I, provide. What if I had like and then Dustin and I were talking about this, what if we did like conscious speed dating and like created an event for all the people in my world? And then what if we expanded it to just a few chosen of my colleagues who, in my estimation, work at the same level of consciousness that I do with my clients? What if we like maybe brought in and did some like co-events with different coaches in their community of people that have actually done the work as well? As Eileen was saying, I really want to find someone I can work with and grow with and become my best friend, which is what I'm doing with Dustin. Like, he has his coach and does his work and his group of men and all the rest of it. And obviously I have my coaches. So I'm working on it. 2019 is going to be extraordinary. Keep bugging me. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about maybe like, I don't know, like in the new year, sort of like San Francisco, LA, San Diego, like bring all those people and clients and anybody else, of course, that wants to come from around the world or globe, but putting something on and just seeing what happens and I just go, okay, universe, do you want me to do that? And either it'll be great, and then that means keep going, or it won't, and the universe says do something else. So that's kind of how I first get quiet, and it's either light or heavy. And if it's light, then I take a step. And I fail all the time. So it's okay if it fails. I don't care, but I'd rather not have this little niggling thing in the back of my head that said, you should have, you could have. Like, I'm not going to live like that. I remember the day when I was 19, I finished my 10th speech at Toastmasters. And the very next day I was getting on Uncle Phil's 18-wheeler semi to leave Canada and go to LA. And my speech was about this little cloud, this little silver cloud, this what if, that I said, I can't handle it anymore. I need to see what's going to happen if I go for my dreams. I might fail. I might be back. I might take over my dad's pharmacy after all. Pratt's Pharmacy, the little drugstore with the big heart. I might do it. But I feel like that's not what I'm supposed to do, so I'm going to give it a try. And the what if went away, and I started living my dreams in LA and Tokyo, New York, and LA again, and San Diego now. So yeah, I'm willing to always try, Eileen, so don't worry. And give it my best. Show up. Not try. Choose. And then whatever happens, happens, and go from there. So your inspiration, I hear as the universe talking through the being, the glorious being of Eileen. So thank you. Okay, cool. Oh, Bill is very kind. Bill, you can stay. Bill says, good answers. From what I've heard, you're on the leading edge in the arena of conscious relationship. Thank you. Yeah, I have, I would say, cutting edge coaches. They have cutting edge coaches. Nobody's like holier than thou guru that I work with. Everybody that is my coach has coaches, and are always learning and always growing and willing to create a process and then create the process 1, create the process 2, 3, 3 years later, it's the process 3, because they're willing to always tweak it and get better and better. And those are people I respect, and they are on the cutting edge, and the processes I've been learning are fucking extraordinary. The lady, Eileen, I was just speaking to a moment ago, during one time that we were together in a retreat, woke up for the first time in the morning with nothing to clear. It really flattens things to nothing. And it's such a blessing to be able to provide that. So, oh, here's a little feisty person wants to know if I'm ticklish. Very. I hate it. I hate being tickled. Like, I become a bitch fast. I hate it. It brings me no joy. But I have a great smile. Thanks. I appreciate that. So yeah, my son loves to be tickled. Like, he's like, ha, 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 like I'm like, that's just so weird. So I tickle him, but I'm like, don't touch me or you'll get up. Because I don't know. I don't like it. Anyways, Allana, this is your fan, Matthew. I hope you're having a wonderful, noble self. Having a great day. Thank you very much. I am having a great day. Oh, and Martin says I've changed his life. Well, thank you. Okay, my girlfriend's mother of my kids, I think is what GF, right? Girlfriend's mother of my kids, my girlfriend, mother of my kids, like that, says she's not in love with me. We're together still. She's still in the house. She says we're working on us to see where it goes. Thoughts on how to deal with the uncertainty. So the mother of your kids is not your wife, it's your girlfriend. I think that's what you're saying. She's not in love with you, but she says you're working on it. Well, which one is it? Okay, so that's uncertainty, but that's like insanity. That's not reality. Something's out of reality here. Something's not spoken here. Something's unspoken. When I feel into energy, sometimes it's like totally truth, totally lie, or sometimes it's like truth and lie. It's like together. And I'm like, so she's working on, she says she's working on us to see where it goes. That, it feels like a bullshit sentence. That doesn't feel real. It feels like she's working on us, or she's staying for some other reason. Do you pay for everything? Does she feel guilty to leave the kids? Something else is the truth. Okay, so here's my coaching. In week 5 of Heart Splayed Wide Open, I would recommend you go through this course because it's awesome. It'll help get rid of anger. It'll help you get more confident in you. It'll help you be able to speak your truth from a place of presence, not the past or trying to fix a future or whatever. Like, it'll be super great. But anyways, week 5 has this process in it called dyads. And I'll take you through a quick one right now. It's what I'd like you to do with her. I'd like you to do it. You could be like, and do it every day, like 21 days. That's what I recommend in my book. It's like 21 days of intimacy breakthroughs. That's, it'll build. It's truth, truth, truth. Every day you got to tell the truth. Because she's not telling the truth. And maybe it's not safe to tell the truth. I don't know how you are. I mean, I'm sure you're lovely, but maybe you get upset or something. She'll say something. You're like, well, why? Well, then she's not going to tell the truth again because you get upset. Okay. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, this is a safe way. Maybe she does that and you are not the talker and she's the blow up one. I don't know. Anyways, here's the deal. About 30 minutes. Let's try it. Okay. 30 minutes a day for the next 21 days. This is my challenge. And just say, Crazy Allana asked us to do this. Please, would you be willing to do this as the mother of our children to work on this with me? If you really want to work on this, let's give this a try because it works for her. Like, invite her into it. And you can blame me that I'm a crazy person with the idea. If you think she'll blame you being in control, making her do this with you, just say, could we do this? It's someone else's idea. Maybe it's softer as you suggest this. So 2 people, 5 minutes, back and forth. Tell me something you like about me. And the other person can only say, thank you, which doesn't mean you agree at all. It just means you heard them. You understand. Thank you. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, 5 minutes. Why? Because when your hearts are closed, what did I say earlier before? You can't hear your intuition. You can't hear the divine. All you can hear is your spinning ego of fear. Okay. So you like this about me? Okay. Your hearts will start to be open. The next 5 minutes, tell me something you think we align on. Why? Because if this is going to work, you guys are going to not be on opposite teams. You're going to be on the same team. So let's really start to hear each other's truth and only say thank you, which doesn't mean I agree. It just means I heard you of what you think we align on. She might not actually be aligned on being married, but be aligned on being parents. I don't know. She might not be aligned that you guys actually have much in common. I don't know. But like, listen, and you tell the truth too. Okay. And if you say something that she's like, whoa, that's not me at all. This is a way for you guys to have a safe place to speak truth without getting judgment, rebuttal, ignoring, like, wow, that's really what you think. I never knew that. Wow. Thank you. Right. Next. So 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So the next one's 20 minutes. Okay. Set the timer. Make this like a structure. Okay. Make this a safe structure. The next question, in the program in week 5, I have 21 literal different questions that can ask you all these different nuances about relationships. Couples that have been married like 10 years have done this and they're like, I never knew that, right? Like, we don't really listen or ask these deep questions. We have a lot of assumptions, conclusions, and expectations. It's really a way to fall in love again because you're like, really? Wow, huh, who knew? Okay, so this next question, it's the same question for 20 minutes. Tell me something about you and I working out. Or tell me something you want me to understand. Same question, 20 minutes. Or tell me something you're afraid to tell me. 20 minutes, same question, back and forth. Thank you. Tell me something you'd require so that we could work, so that we'd work out. Or tell me something you need consistently so that we work out. Something like that, okay? This last question for 20 minutes, okay? Back and forth, just say thank you. When you're done, no talkie, no, well, you said, yeah, no, this is sacred, We don't stab with this later. But if you do this for the next 21 days with that third question changing every 21 days in the home study program, it's actually, I don't remember if I put it in the book or not. Shit. Sorry, I was going to say it's in my 7 steps to manifest your beloved. That's another great resource that the two of you could read together. Another thing, allanapratt.com/7, the number 7 steps. You can read chapter 1 of the book and listen to it for free to get a sense if you like the book. And that goes through these processes as well. Not the transformational processes that happen in the longer version of the home study, but a lot of friggin' great information and explanation about this. So dyads, 21 days, let me know how it goes, okay? Stay in touch, because we've got some kiddies on the line here who really deserve parents who want to be together, because they can feel it. They're not going to feel safe. They're going to feel the uncertainty too, right? So thank you for being willing to do the work. Awesome. Oh, Stephen is saying to Mark, this totally works. She helped me release a lot of emotion towards my mom who passed away. Very healing. Thank you, Stephen, for that. It was very profound, wasn't it? Yeah, we thought that Stephen then needed to have another chat with his aunt to get more information, and he didn't. He was actually totally complete inside. Kind of wild. So thank you. And Melissa said that's a cool idea. I like the conscious speed dating idea. Genius. You could have a party. I'm sure it is a party. And then someone else said, sign me up. So I'm like, okay, all right. So the universe is talking more. All right. Looks like this gentleman will come, Eileen. So we've already got a possibility. Okay. Hi, Allana, my beautiful friend, Janet. Ah, great to see you. It's really cool. I did a Facebook Live a little bit right before we started, and a friend from so long ago, Kate, who I think might even moved to like Costa Rica. She's such a beautiful friend. I first met her when her house burnt down. And it was right after my mom had died, and I had all this furniture, extra furniture, and I was getting a divorce. And I gave her all my mom's furniture. It just felt so good that it would live on and support somebody. So that's like how I first met her. And over all these years, she's just divine. So anyways, this is really fun. What is this question? How does I fit in with a MILF with 4 children without, forgive me, I don't quite understand that. I'm just gonna like make it up, like I think what you're asking, because I'm thinking maybe the typing is, there's some typos or something. So a MILF, so a sexy mom with 4 children, sounds like somebody you're interested in. What would I say about that? Couple things. Sometimes as a man, there's a saving energy, and sometimes as a man, there's a choosing energy. Like, this is a match for me. This aligns with my values. This is in complete alignment with what's integrity for me. I choose to be a father. I choose to be a stepfather of these children. I've always valued family and valued a healthy sexual relationship with a sexy mom. This feels so in alignment, right? And then you date somebody because it's so clear with who you are. I would really, for the sake of the children, don't just date her because she's a hot mom without really caring that this could touch children's lives if you're not really, really committed to the full potential picture. Because those kiddies are potentially lonely, in needing of a masculine figure. Maybe not. Maybe they have a very active dad. I don't know. But it's just, please be noble and grounded before you start dating a woman with a child or children, because it's a package deal. And those kids have feelings. And these are the years where they really get imprinted, right? So it's just that she's hot. There's a lot of hot women out there. I would prefer you just have fun and date people that are hot, whatever, that don't have this whole thing, unless you're really committed. But if you are really committed and you really do love the idea of children and family, and this is a possibility, take your time, obviously, before you meet the children. Like, give it a good 6 months or more until you know this is really for real. But if this is really something that lights up your heart, and she's super sexy, and this idea really aligns with your truth, I think that would be remarkable. Because kids are, well, my son is just everything to me. So hope that was a thought helpful. And then the last little bit about the savior part, don't just want to date her to save her. She's not broken. There's nothing wrong. It's a lot of work to be a single mom, certainly have 4 children, but that low vibration of saving means she's the victim or damsel. Those are 2 very low vibrations to start a relationship on. Not so healthy. It's a choice, right? Okay, very good. Very good, very good. This one says, I have given up. Well, then I don't really need to read the rest of your question. Sorry to be kind of bold there, but like, if you've given up, then you've given up. That's the end of the story. Your words create your life. So there's a lot of other things that you said after, but I'm not even going to read on, because my coaching to you is, if you've given up, you've given up. You're creating your life. So you want to change that? You could ask a question like, what would it take for me to not give up? Or I feel like giving up, but I really want to show up. I can work with that. But if you've already given up, then you're already done. And it's like I'm talking to a brick wall. There's nothing there. So you're in charge of your life. I'm not going to treat you like a victim. I'm not going to go down into the ditch and try to pull you out. I'm not going to do that. But if you're ready to change and you're ready to grow, I'm here to help you. But that's my tough coaching on that one. You are capable of creating a life just like everyone. You are a conscious being of choice. Every one of us is. Yeah. So shift it from a statement of negativity to a question of possibility, and watch your whole life open up. Okay, great. Next question. I'm a good, holy shit, it's almost 1 o'clock. We're having so much fun. Okay. I am a good, kind man that puts others ahead of me, and for that reason, no woman would ever be attracted to me. Music is my passion and always will be. Okay, that's not a question either. I don't know who this person is either. Okay, so we have a bit of a trend here of people that don't ask questions. So in life, if you already know, then you know. What are some of those quotes? Like, whether you choose to be a success or a failure, either way, you're right. It's your choice. So I encourage this person as well to ask a question. You must ask a question if you want to change things. Otherwise, you're just going to continue on in your own reality. And there's nothing I can do to help you. Okay, so that's kind of good to know that we need to ask questions here. Jeff says, hey, Allana, you're an awesome coach. Thank you. Sometimes I'm a little feisty and fierce, but I refuse to treat any of you like victims. None of you are victims. We all are conscious beings of choice. And whatever you choose, if you choose, there's no hope, then there isn't. And it's not like I have joy watching your demise, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm here. I can only work with the living, right? And all you need to do is say, what else is possible? I'm ready to change this. How can I change this? Please help me change this. And then it's a whole new reality, and change occurs really, really fast. I do the same thing when I'm with my coach. I can say, I feel blah, and I feel this. And my coach goes, yeah. But he'll just sit there and say nothing. I go, how can I change it? What else is possible? And then he starts talking. He can listen. He doesn't judge me, but there's nothing he can do either if I'm just going to be a big old victim. Okay, next one. It's been 3 years since I've had sex with my wife. She says she has female problems. I have had enough, or not enough in my case. I want to file for divorce. I am not happy anymore. Okay, go ahead. There's no question to this one either. So I can imagine 3 years with no sex is enough to want to file for divorce and go have sex with someone else. Cool, go for it. It doesn't sound like you want to work on it, though. You're not happy anymore, I get that. But do you want to work on it, or do you just want to walk out? Maybe both of you don't want to work on it. Well, then don't work on it and get a divorce and go be happy. But if you want to work on it, then you got to ask questions. So female, she says she has female problems. Okay, so what would it take for the female problems to be some solutions? What would it take for us to have other forms of sensuality and intimacy? If we can't exactly have intercourse, there's all sorts of other fun things you can do. Could for hours, for years, right? So it sounds like there's more than just female problems. Maybe there isn't safety. Maybe there's judgment. Maybe there's issues that were never healed. Maybe you guys don't have communication skills on how to deal with intensity of emotions, or how to make up for the damage done, or how to really hear each other without judging each other, or just how to sit in the fire when someone says something. You don't need to put up with abuse. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when someone says, I'm so scared when you say you'll be home at 8 and it's 11. Like the response to that would not be, well, when someone's sad and scared and they're not saying, you're a jerk for not coming home till 11. They're like, I'm scared, I'm sad. Like if someone's like that, you say, I get it, I hear you, tell me more. That's a safe way of communicating difficult things, right? Maybe you guys haven't practiced that, and as a result, you're done. So I'm sorry you're not happy, but I challenge you, do something about it. I mean, the two of you, before you call it in, throw in the towel, for God's sake, at least book a $97 session with me and get on the call with me. I literally did this with another couple the other day. And after the hour, I said, okay, you guys really need to work on this. And I said to the woman, are you willing to work on this? She's like, yes. And I said, is he? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, if you're not willing to work on this, I don't know why you're still married. Like, just bless each other, release each other, and move on. If you're not committed, that's cool. But don't string her on, and don't stick around with this attitude that's just annoying her. Like, it's okay. It's okay to not want to try. That's fine. Go. But they're more turned on by the fighting, turned on by the blaming. So I can't help them. So that would be my, get some help, change this, or bless them and bless her or release her and move on. But you don't need to be unhappy and you don't need to be angry, right? Neither of you. So Stephen says to the musician guy, I have felt your pain. I am so left brain analytically programmed. I have not felt anything most of my life. I'm starting to feel, and it is amazing. You can do it, dude. Fist pump. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, Stephen is amazing. He's totally willing to do the work, and he's feeling a lot. Not only the pain to release it, or the sadness to release it, also the joy and the peace. Yeah. So it's totally possible. The one gentleman said thank you, and Eileen said yeah, and thank you. I love you guys. Okay, any last questions? And then it's an hour, and we're going to wrap up here. And then Eileen said, if any of you have not done the Heart Splayed Wide Open program, it changed my life. I've been working with Allana for 2 years now, and I'm thriving in all areas of my life. Aw, thank you. It is an amazing, thank you, Eileen. And yes, more health, more love, more money, more higher quality men, more ability to be with discomfort. One of her dogs is getting old. Just a lot more presence, and her beauty and her radiance. She looks like 10 years younger as well, I would say. You're pretty hot as it is. She's pretty hot. But thank you. And then Neil's question. Neil. I miss Neil's question. Where is Neil? Jeff, Martin. Can you repaste it for me? I'm not sure where Neil's question is, my love. I do want to answer it. Mark, Bill. Thank you, babe, for reposting it again. Okay, super duper. Hi, Allana. Thank you for all the help you give. You are welcome. I am graduating college next semester and wanted to know how to move past a previous relationship so that I can go out in the world on the right foot. Okay, that is such a great question. Kind of a little bit of what I've been saying earlier. If you haven't communicated everything that needs to be communicated, it spins in your brain. 2, if you haven't got the lesson of what that relationship was meant to give you, you're still going to be kind of connected to the past. Why did that happen? How come? And why didn't? And why she? And why I? You're back there. So there's work to do to take what didn't work, transform, alchemy, grow, process, evolve the lesson so you embody it so you don't have to have the same lesson happen again. If it's a communication, those exercises that I spoke of will be phenomenal with me or with another who can be a profound listener. This idea of thank you. What else? Tell me something you want me to understand. Thank you. Get it out of you. Sounds like maybe a wounded heart. You can't move forward with a wounded heart. You can't be present. You can't hear what's true for you. You don't connect with your confidence. You can't hear your purpose, your wisdom. You can't hear the universe. You don't feel like you're co-creating with the universe. So you're kind of scared, uncertain and stuff. So if it's a wound in the heart, another reason to go through that program that I was speaking of, the home study program, the heart splayed wide open. And I just want to also acknowledge you. You're super young and willing to do the work. That's rare. Most of my clients come to me in their 50s. Okay. You're super duper incredible that you're willing to heal this. In fact, there was a student in one of the Heart Splayed Wide Opens. I did it 3 times as a live course, and now it's a home study. And he was a gentleman in college, and he was able to communicate with the woman. Sometimes the exes are willing to communicate, and you can actually communicate with them. Just don't require that to move on, because it's not required. You just need someone who's impeccable, non-judgmental, and loving to listen, okay? But he actually was able to communicate with her, get complete, learn, and move on with such confidence. So it's definitely worked for very young people as well. Yeah, those would be what I would say. There's a gift. You could even answer this question 5 or 10 times and get to the bottom of it. Thank you for breaking up with me. Thank you for betraying me. Thank you for not being the one. Thank you for not seeing who I am. Like whatever it was, the reason why you broke up. Thank you, because here's what I've learned. Here's the gift. Here's the message. Here's the advantage of it all. A lot of things I teach, I've been trained in equilibration in the last year. And what that really means is we think pleasure is great, pain is awful. That's only half the story. There's a lot of growth from pain, a lot of resilience and grit that gets developed from going through pain. Too much pleasure means you didn't take the trash out, pay the taxes, give that waiter or waitress your presents and say thank you for your meal because you're just all off in your pleasure. You can like lose compassion and empathy for others because everything is just all like la-di-da, right? So too much pleasure isn't actually healthy, and pain can actually be a huge growth opportunity. So when you can see not just pain is the bad, but the whole story, and not just pleasure is good, but actually it can be a detriment, you can start to see things like selfish. Selfish people are bad. Well, totally selfish people are. But if you're selfless to a fault and you put everybody else first and you give all your power away and you are a victim, that's not very healthy either, right? Or loyalty. Of course, be loyal, keep your word, have integrity, but loyalty to a fault. Yeah, he's hitting me every night. I've got to stay. He's my husband. No, that's called abuse. It's time to leave. So loyalty to a fault, selfless to a fault. Pain can be wonderfully beautiful and growing. I remember the moment looking at my dead mom. Ouch. But I opened my heart. It was an excruciating pain like I'd never, ever felt. And I kept breathing and I kept staying present. And what happened was I felt love. And same with when I gave birth to my son and I'm looking at his eyes for the very first time. And there's so much bliss. But I was like, maybe I'll close my heart to the bliss because I'm birthing the placenta. My legs are splayed. There's people everywhere. Like I could not be present to him and just, yeah, baby, let's just, deal with this. But I didn't. I stayed present to the bliss, which was a lot to handle. I stayed open, 3, 4, 5 breaths to the bliss. And what was so curious is I felt the exact same feeling I felt when I kept my heart open through the pain when my mom died. It was the exact same feeling. And instantly I saw a heart. The path of pain when your heart is open and the path of bliss when your heart is open comes to the same place of presence, grace, love, oneness, home. Makes me cry. That's why I do what I do every day. That's why I've developed what I've developed in a home study curriculum, in a book, in private coaching, in all these ways, so you can have that place and learn to just show up for life. It's not about getting it right and being perfect and being happy all the time. It's part of it. But the other half is like, what is the beauty in the pain? How can we love ourselves more when we're scared? How can we have unconditional love for ourselves and be here more for the experience of it all? Not getting it right, okay, and having to be in control, but just being open and free. Just being open and free who we are. That's why I do what I do. So I really encourage you to, if you're investing in university, I am nowhere near as expensive as university. My home study is like $697, and there's even a 3-pay. It's like $250, like 3 payments or something. It's totally doable. Please do it. Please go through, let go of this relationship, get the message, get the gift, embody it in your cells, all the way from your cells to your soul. Yeah. And then that is moving out forward on the right foot, as you say, but it's really moving forward with a heart that's open and strong and vulnerable and approachable, right? A relationship with yourself and with the world. That's my promise, is an intimate relationship with yourself and the divine and the world and your beloved, right? Okay, well, this was really fun. I really love you all. Thank you for your lovely comments. I love when you try pole dancing. Where is there more of this? That's a great question, Martin. My house is on an angle right now. I can't stick the pole up. It falls over. So that's a request of the universe. The next place I move, I'm able to put my pole up. I do miss it. Actually, you're really right. So thanks for your encouragement. Christia says, you're a beautiful person. I would love to work with you sometime. I would too. Thank you. Let's start with a $97 session. You go to allanapratt.com/connect. Let's see if we're even a fit. It would just be a wonderful privilege to meet you, love you, and support you. Stephen says, haha, I don't know, is that about my poll? Maybe the house, it's Stephen's part of my inner circle are going to Sedona, as I said, for New Year's. Maybe I should bring the pole and see if that house has a flat roof and we can all pole dance together. Would you even try it? You can be the watcher, Stephen. You can just say, great job, ladies. But okay, thank you. Happy Black Friday. Whatever's coming up for you about the holidays, can you open your heart and just be in allowance? You don't have to fix it. You don't have to change it. Remember, your worth is not based on what anybody says about you, okay? Or whatever's happening or not happening. Your worth is something pure, unchangeable, unwavering, that is inside of you like a flame that never goes out. And the more we love ourselves and pay attention to ourselves and take our quiet time to be with little you, get rid of all the anger or sadness and just sit with ourselves, we really stoke that flame. And that's like radiance. That's like the noble badass energy. That's that it factor when you walk in a room and someone's like, whoa, who's that person? It's maybe your outfit, but it's probably your energy. And it's probably that sense of like, your willingness to be with anything and still stay centered. It makes people feel safe and intrigued and want to come closer to you. So that is the capacity that we're cultivating here. And that is your birthright, and that is who you are. I love you. Mwah. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. And I don't know, maybe we'll do this again. This was super, super fun. So I appreciate you. All my love to you. Okay, bye.